Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Total Extreme Wrestling 2016 Developer's Diary. We are here on March 24th. Uh, and we have a dev diary to go through after yesterday's 10 entries. Let's see what we got. National Battle Upgrade. Rather than simply being a battle of the best event rating of the month, the National Battle system now has a focus on star power within a roster. So at the end of the month, the game compares the draw of the rosters involved, and the company who has the most star-powered roster will come out on top. This is a special screen in your office that gives you an exact breakdown, or there is a special screen in your office that gives you an exact breakdown of how things are currently stand. Alright, that's cool. This better simulates the Monday Night Wars era, which was always about who had the bigger and harder stars rather than who had actually produced the best show that month, and more importantly makes clashes between giant promotions much more of a long-term and strategic war. Stealing top talent now becomes a much bigger deal. It can have a huge ramifications due to the swing it can create, i.e. the company that the worker left is losing some of their star power, simultaneously boosting the rival who he has joined. And developing new hot stars and then protecting them properly also becomes key. Indeed it does. And this sounds interesting. I'm interested in this. It could be something new. This does not affect the regional battle system, which remains as it was. This therefore creates the key difference between them. Regional battles are much more volatile. They're with constant changes in winners and losers, while national battles become a long-term war, with it being perfectly possible for one company to go many months, if not years, on top before being toppled when their rivals manage to finally steal that one top worker or develop that one white-hot prospect or superstar of their own. This therefore better simulates how the wrestling industry works. I'm interested in that. That's cool. Pay rise requests. For the first time in the series, employees can request pay rises without requiring an entirely new contract to be negotiated. The user has the option of not only accepting or refusing the offer, but also giving a partial pay rise if he's trying to save a buck or two. This adds a new layer to the strategy of managing a locker room / finances and eliminates the previous loophole, quotes, air quotes, whatever, whereby a worker could get trapped on a much lower pay than he deserves thanks to being stuck in a lengthy deal. I am guilty of this. I would often sign people who I know are usually good, like Matthew Keys, Casey Glenn, Ernest Youngman, the Super Indie crew, really, on long-term deals. Some 10 years, some 5, depending on their status, because I know that they are very likely to develop well and very likely to be good workers for me in the future. And therefore, I want to keep them, and I want to keep them as cheap as possible because I want to be saving money as much as possible. So, I would end up, if I had fully played through a save, I would end up with a $5,000 a month Matthew Keith for about 10 years when he is my top draw. And that is a little bit ridiculous. Toxic workers. Workers can now become embroiled in scandals of various sorts, which, once publicly reported, caused them to become toxic for several months, and therefore virtually unemployable due to the popularity damage they do to anyone who chooses to have them on their roster. This can cause top stars to fall from grace, and create major changes in the game world, as well as creating nice dilemmas for the player. What you gonna do when an iconic star turns out to be a racist, brother? Tell me in the comments how that Hulk Hogan accent was. It didn't sound great. You'd probably fire him, though. Psycho complaints. Workers classified as a psychopath style are now far less likely to complain about doing sick bumps or dangerous bouts, even if they have a conservative personality. However, to balance this out, older wrestlers are now more likely to switch from psychopaths to another less intense style to extend their career. All good. All good. I don't really use psychopaths that much, mainly because I don't do any hardcore deathmatch fads, but I'm sure people who do will find that change. I don't know how they'll find that change. Probably good, hopefully. And more backstage incidents. The number of backstage oh, incidents has been massively increased in order to create more variety. This is good. This is good. Detailed match display. Double-clicking a segment at any of the historical data screens, i.e. match histories, results, company histories, etc., now loads an expanded view which shows the details of the bat, including exactly who was in it. Clicking on any of the workers loads their profile. This solves the occasional issue whereby the user doesn't know who's in a match because they're using an alternative identity or an unusual tag team name. Alright, so that's all good. All of today seems very good. I especially like the pay rise request because, I mean, I don't because I used to take this loophole, but it's nice that he's closing a loophole and it makes sense. Like, people would ask for more money for a pay rise if they're like the top star of the company and they signed on when they were just this hot young blue chipper prospect that's coming in with some potential, and they signed a 10-year deal. Then again, you could also stop the loophole by stopping people from signing 10-year deals, of course, but whatever. Anyways, that's going to do it for this episode. Hope you all enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of the Total Extreme Wrestling 2016 Developers Journal / Dev Diary. Bye!